everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since you've actually seen me sitting here. Most of my videos are done in my car or in the salon just because of convenience, but hey, I'm back here now and this video is long overdue, so just bear with me. But we're going to talk about the major change that's happened to me since the last time I was sitting in this chair, for sure. But I've posted videos since the change. And the thing is what? Drum roll. My hair. Yes. I am lock free. Done. Done, done, done. Locks are gone. Listen, I absolutely love my locks. I feel like when I made the decision to lock my hair, it was the best thing that I did in regards to my hair at the time. It couldn't have been a better situation for me. It made me feel free. I was happy. I didn't realize how vain I was. I don't think anybody ever does, but I will say this. I'm not a very conceited, vain, or arrogant person. However, when it came to my hair, I made sure my hair was done. And I didn't realize until I locked my hair that I would just sum it up as me, you know, making sure I look presentable. My mom always says, hey, make sure you look presentable when you leave the house, right? So I made sure I kept my hair done. And not to mention that I was just into hair anyway. But I realized that my identity my hair became my identity. Like, I ended up wrapping up my identity into my hair. Prior to transitioning to natural, I was relaxed, of course, and I had all types of hairstyles, and I'm going to insert some. So, let's say all the bobs you can get, all the inverted bobs you can get, pixie cuts, mohawks. I had it all. Wasn't really big in color, but I would get some highlights here and there, and you know, you'll just see something a little different. Didn't realize at the time what all the processing was doing to my hair, or even just me in general, and how health-wise it was affecting me. But I decided to step out way before the curve of everyone transitioning, and I transitioned and started off transitioning under sew-ins. I wasn't really big on sew-ins before. Honestly, I'm not a hair girl. I don't really like long hair. I prefer to have my hair short. I prefer to have it off my neck. I don't want to feel it. So having, sew-ins and things like that was not my cup of tea. I didn't particularly care for it. So I decided, hey, I want to do something different, because that was the thing too. I always wanted to do something different to my hair. And it made me feel as if, not necessarily I was a different person, but that I had some flavor, you know, that I wasn't always doing the same thing. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's bad, because now I'm still the same way. I get tired of looking the same way all the time. But, you know, it was a thing. It became a thing, which is why I kept doing a lot to my hair. So again, I was transitioning from being processed to natural. And the reason why I didn't just do a big chop is because I already had I didn't have a pixie cut, but I had a mohawk. And I was growing the mohawk out. And honestly, I may have had maybe an inch or two of new growth, and I did not want to cut my hair down to 2 inches. Although I love short hair, I just didn't want to do that. Not necessarily because I felt the way about having short hair. No, I just didn't want to do it. I had short hair before. That's not what I want to do. I want to do something different. So again, here I go, and I get sew-ins. Now, that's a journey by itself. We can talk about it at a later time. But I did that and ended up coming out on the other side, thankfully, with hair still. And I just went ahead and cut off big chopped the remaining relaxer that was on my ends. And so I wore all types of afros. I wore twist outs. I wore things like that. So one day I decided, hey, it's time. Because since I was in high school, I've always wanted to lock my hair. But I had people literally telling me, oh girl, you're too polished for that. Oh, that's not for you. You don't do that. And back in the 90s, having locks were not the thing. You know, people, you see people with them, but it wasn't the majority of people. Like now, everybody pretty much has locks. Like I can be out and 5 out of every 15 people I see have locks. So I decided to lock my hair up. And like I said again, it was the best thing for me at the time. It freed me up. I was excited to see what they were going to do because my hair specifically has a lot of shrinkage. And so shrinkage is real. And because it has shrinkage, my hair wouldn't really hang long. When I first started my locks, my hair came to about right here, stretched out and flat iron. But when my locks were installed, because they were done wet, my locks came up to here. So you can see those too. So to watch them blossom and bloom over time, it was a great experience. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a spiritual experience for me. It gave me time to do the work. It forced me to do the work. I didn't have or couldn't rely so much on my looks. Not that I actually did that before, but like I said, my identity was in my hair. And so it was always a thing. My hair was a thing. And I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, I'm not right. I mean, I can have clean clothes on, look good, but if my hair's not done, nothing's done. And so, you know, they always say you go through the ugly phase of locking. I don't believe in the ugly phase. I don't even call it that. I call it an awkward phase because in my situation, there was a lot of frizzing because my hair frizzes up, honey. It frizzes up still to this day. It frizzes and does some things. And so I had to humble myself and literally, like I said, get to know who I was and do the work in order to get to that process. And got through it. They matured, they blossomed, they grew. And so there you have it. Locks, beautiful locks. Lots of pictures of locks, just wonderful locks. Well, I had my locks for 7 years, and then I realized, so I got my locks installed, and for a year I actually went every 4 weeks and had them retwisted. And one way for me to kind of get through the awkward phase was for me to put them in a style. Not immediately when I got them done, but once they started to bud and started to, you know, you can see them starting to mature a little, I actually started putting them in a style so that it wouldn't be so awkward as far as the awkward phases. And so that got me through that. But then after a while, I started doing my own hair, retwisting my own hair. And for many years, I did that. And it wasn't until October of 21 that I went to get my hair done, and I had someone else do it. And that's when I started noticing thinning of my locks. Now my locks were down past my bra strap. They were long, and I would cut them every 4 months or so. Like, so every quarter I'd take about 2 or 3 inches off. But as soon as I cut them, it would come right back. And so if you all don't know that when you have very, very long locks, and my locks were medium-sized locks, they weren't even that big, but they become very heavy. And I had areas around here where I was already kind of thin, mostly just hereditary thinness in this area. Like I never really had a whole bunch of edges and things like that, you know, so that was already an issue. And then you have a lock on top of it and it's heavy. And so I started thinning even more. That was the issue. And then because my locks were so long, I very rarely wore them down. I very rarely put them in a style because my scalp is so sensitive that I wasn't able to wear styles for long, so I wouldn't even style it. What I would do is take my hair, put it up in a bun, and stick it on top of my head. And so that became an issue because that's how I wore my hair probably the majority of the time. Now, that didn't specifically damage my locks or my hair, but what it did do was cause me to have neck and back issues to the point where I was in extreme pain, going to the chiropractor once a week, can't sleep, can barely move, can barely turn my neck, having headaches, all of that. And so because of all of those things, and because it had been 7 years, and 7 is a number of completion, I decided to comb my locks out. I started combing my locks out on December the 29th, 2021. I finished combing my locks out on March 22nd, 2022. It took pretty much 3 months in order for it to happen. For the most part, I did a lot of my locks by myself, but I did have help combing them out. So what happens, because I actually do hair, I never really had time to sit and just comb my locks out. And I'll put some footage in here of that too. So maybe like in between clients or while a client is under a dryer, I'll comb a lock out. I might get 1 or 2 locks out a day. But on the weekends, I had help. I had someone actually there. They're combing, I'm combing. So we got them out, and literally, as soon as the bottom row came out, there was relief on my neck immediately. And it was great. It was absolutely great. Now, that happened. The process, it was long. I will say what I did not do was I did not cut any of my locks and then comb. The only ones I did cut, I cut maybe 2 or 3 up here because they were already thinning, and I knew that, you know, there was no need for me to try to comb all this out when it was really, really thin right in this area. So I did cut those. But I said that to say this, because I did not cut any of them out, it took a while. It took a while just to comb it out. I officially lost about 6 to 7 inches from the ends of shedded hair. So that was like 6 or 7 inches off. And then I was left where my hair was probably can't see, but right here. But then I had to go and get a trim. And so I was left with my hair on my shoulders after I got a trim. And that's pretty much where it is right now. You can't tell because, again, the shrinkage is real. But I will say it took a while, but it was worth it for me. I did want to cut it. I was just like, look, I'll go to having 2 inches of hair at this point. Like, it don't even matter to me. As long as I get some relief from this heaviness and this pain, I don't care. But there's somebody really special in my life who loves hair. And so because they love hair, I was like, I'm gonna comb them out. And so that's what I did. And to me, it was worth every bit of the 3 months that it took to do it. And the reason behind me combing them out is because, number one, I was thinning in places, and I didn't want to cause any more damage to my follicles or any more thinning than I had to. You know, at that point, I didn't know whether it was hereditary or if it was hormonal. Not to mention, you know, I am at an age where hormones are shifting too. So I didn't know if it was that, but I didn't want to cause any more issues. So that's the reason. Also because of my back and my neck pains. And I promise you, I think I had stopped going to the chiropractor by the time I took them out completely, but I haven't had any of those issues since I actually feel pretty good. So it alleviated that, and I think I was just ready to get back to my hair. Like, I will say now my hair is nothing like it was before. I don't think this has anything to do with the locks. I just think it's just a change in hormones maybe, or, you know, change in time and life. But my texture has become a little finer. It was already fine, but it's become slightly more finer. And it's just like, and it's so fine, it's like baby hair. And so any little bit of moisture causes it to frizz up. But I love it. I will say the only difference now is that, and maybe it's because of me and because I am professionally doing hair now, I know how to do a good silk press. But now my silk presses will last 2-3 weeks if I allow them to. I just don't like straight hair, so I want my natural state back. So I don't wear them long, but they do last. So yeah. But yeah, so here I am now, happy and free. Usually what I do now is just shampoo it. I keep it twisted up. I did these yesterday. Took me about 2 hours to do them. I guess you can call them mini twists. Not really mini, I don't know, but they work for me. My scalp is still pretty sensitive, so having my hair in any kind of style that has tension is not necessarily the best. I will do flat twists most of the time, but after about a week is the longest I can go. Sometimes after a couple of days I have to take them out and I have to do something. I have to stimulate my scalp. I have to pay some attention to my scalp. My scalp is just very, very sensitive, and it loves for blood to be circulating. It just loves a little TLC. So yeah, life is great. Life is great. Hair wise, all is well. My confidence is still through the roof. It doesn't matter what my hair look like. I am still happy and healthy and okay on the inside with being who I am. And I hope that you all out there worry about yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to stop in and share this experience with you and kind of explain why I actually comb my locks out and how long it took and just the process, because I actually have been promising this video for a while, and today is June the 26th, 2023, and I took those joints out on my last day was March the 22nd, 2022. So it's been a while. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to make sure that I was actually sitting in this chair when I presented it to you. Oh, and I meant to tell you, that's what I was going to tell you. I kept a bag of shedded hair. I don't have it with me now. I actually ended up throwing it away because it took me so long to make this video, but I did take pictures and I weighed it, and I will insert that content in here. And my shedded hair, I had 3 pounds of shedded hair to come out of my locks. 3 pounds, y'all. That's a lot. And that will explain why my head and my neck and my back, why I was having so many issues. And yeah, 3 pounds. And honestly, it could have been more. I tried to make sure we got all the hair into the bag, but there could be more that, you know, actually fell on the floor and that got swept away. But 3 pounds. I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, I'll share that with you all too. But yeah, here I am, and I promise I am going to be sitting in this chair a lot more. You'll get more content from me in regards to hair loss and education, because I am a certified trichologist now, and we can talk more about how to serve the community when it comes to hair loss, especially in our community. So yeah, that's coming up soon. I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look, the holiday is coming up, so I need you all to be safe and take care and be aware. There's so much going on nowadays. There's so many predators out there. It's getting crazy. So please, 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 please take care of yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And again, I promise you more educational content is coming, more content just in general in regards to maybe some words of encouragement, or maybe me actually at work doing things. But yeah, there will be more content coming soon. But yeah, again, thank you for visiting, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later. So this is all the hair that came off of my head from combing my locks up. I weighed it. It's about 2 pounds of hair, roughly. And all this white stuff is nothing but conditioner. Just know that the weight is going to be, it's an approximate weight because it's probably weighed down mostly because of conditioner as well. But look at this hair. Oh my God. I am just amazed that I was carrying all this dead, shedded hair on my head for 7 years, killing my neck and my back and my head. It's so, I'm telling you, I wish I could figure out a way to process this hair and make a wig, because it'll make for a good afro wig for someone. But yeah, that's that. Hello everyone. So today is March the 24th, and on March the 22nd we took out my last lock. Yeah, I was trying so hard to actually get this thing done prior to March the 20th so that I can sit down on March the 20th and have a discussion on this long process. However, I got down to the last 16 and then the last 4, y'all, and it just seemed like it took forever for me to get these things out of my head. And so I missed my deadline. But I will say on March the 20th, that was my 7-year lock anniversary. Woohoo! I had 16 in my head. By the time the end of the day, I only had 10. So I was actually working on getting them out on my lock anniversary, or my lock anniversary, however you want to say it. But so yeah, this is what my hair looks like. I have not done anything. I had all intentions on shampooing my hair and giving myself a protein treatment before I went over here to let her straighten it and trim it, because I know I need one hell of a trim. I did not get my hair trimmed before I got locked 7 years ago. I think I may have had a trim maybe a couple of months prior to, but I haven't had a trim. So I know it's going to be a drastic amount that's going to probably have to come off. I'm okay with that, because guess what, y'all? Anyone who knows me knows that I don't do long hair. Probably the ones that have known me within the last 15 to 20 years would know that they've never seen me with long hair, except for with my locks. This is probably the longest they've ever seen me. So I don't care about hair. Hair grows. I enjoy short hair. Honestly, now that I have these locks out, I'm excited because I can wear my hair short or I can wear my hair long. My shrinkage is so real, y'all, that my hair is to my bra strap stretched all the way out. And I'm going to try to get some footage while my hair is being done. But as soon as it's in its natural state, it shrinks right back up. So I like short hair. So I'm okay with taking off what needs to come off, because it's going to grow back. It is. So yeah, so this is what I'm looking like. I don't know if you can see my little twist. I'm pulling hair out. Yeah, there we go. And so yeah, my appointment is in 2 minutes. I'm about to walk over here now, and we'll see what things are looking like afterwards.